Manchester United fans, we need to talk. Because this is not just a bad result. This is a warning. Hull City have beaten Manchester United 2-0 on the opening weekend of the Premier League season. And Reds, the way United lost this game is the worrying part. Manchester United had 72% possession. 72%. But possession means absolutely nothing if you cannot hurt the opposition. United barely threatened Hull. And worse than that, both Hull goals came from set pieces. That is a massive problem, because Michael Carrick knew exactly what his team needed to improve. United needed intensity, they needed aggression, they needed better defending, and they needed to be far more dangerous in the final third. Instead, Hull looked more organized, Hull looked more aggressive, and Hull looked like the team that wanted the 3 points more. That's the damning part. This was a newly promoted Hull side, a team many people expect to be fighting near the bottom of the Premier League. Yet Manchester United couldn't break them down. Not with all that possession, not with the new signings, and not with the optimism surrounding Carrick's first full season. Yuri Tielemans started. Andre Santos started. Marcus Rashford came on. But none of it changed the outcome. And Bruno Fernandes didn't hide from the problem. He admitted United gave Hull too much of the ball and said the team needed to press more aggressively and improve their defending at set plays. That's important, because when your captain is saying the team wasn't aggressive enough, you know there is a problem. And Carrick knows it too. He said the defeat hurts. He said United need to improve. But he also insisted this is one game and that the club shouldn't panic. And I agree with one part of that. Don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Because this wasn't simply bad luck. United had problems in possession, problems without the ball, problems defending set pieces, and problems creating genuine danger. That's 4 warning signs from one match. And now the pressure starts. Because expectations have changed. Carrick guided United to third last season. The club spent heavily in the summer. The supporters were expecting progress. And now, on the very first Premier League weekend, United have been brought back down to earth. But here's where this gets really interesting. Carlos Baleba is reportedly joining Manchester United in a major midfield deal. And suddenly that signing becomes even more important. Because if United's midfield was exposed against Hull, Baleba needs to provide the physicality and control Carrick's team clearly lacked. But let's not pretend one signing fixes everything. It doesn't. United need to defend set pieces better. They need more intensity. They need better movement. And they need to turn possession into chances. Because you cannot dominate the ball and still look like the second-best team. That's exactly what happened at Hull. So Reds, I'm putting this one straight to you. Is this just one terrible opening day performance? Or are we already seeing the same Manchester United problems coming back? Comment calm if you think Carrick deserves time. Comment worried if you think this is a serious warning. And tell me the biggest problem. The midfield, the defense, the tactics, or the lack of attacking threat. Because Manchester United cannot afford to repeat this performance next weekend. Subscribe to United Standards. We're not going to panic. But we're not going to pretend everything is fine either. This is Manchester United. The standards have to be higher. Glory, glory, Manchester United.